Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I am Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard, so you don't have to. That may be the worst intro I've ever done.
No.
Really?
I
thought it was about on par with all the other intros you've done.
The cadence was all off, and the rhythm and the melody, and it was just
the timbre.
The music of the intro was not there.
Guys, I'm freaking loving my new pedal board setup.
Oh yeah, talk about it.
Yeah, it's got like all these pedals on it that make my guitar sound all different and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so here's a question: have you guys ever played? Have you ever played a show and had to run your gear on a generator? Just
No.
like a gas-powered little portable generator.
Actually, yes, but it's been like 20 years.
So we did this benefit show last week. That's why I posted that video of that police dog attacking that guy, you know?
Yeah.
That was it was a pretty standard show. There's food trucks, there was a police dog attacking people, and there was us playing music. So it was kind of a, just your run-of-the-mill show.
I was hoping it was part of somebody else's act.
No, so get this. This was like the craziest part. So the person who organized it, it was meant to be like it's like a fundraiser for police dogs or something. I don't really know, but she owns a food truck that does cupcakes. And then so she got a bunch of other food trucks to come, and they're going to do it every week. And then they had these police dogs come. So they'd come out every half hour, every 45 minutes or something like that, and do it again, let the police dog, and the guy's wearing the big suit that's all padded. And
do they, every time they do it, do they play Who Let the Dogs Out? Because that would be amazing.
No,
but does he have food?
The basis
all the
of my
food
band
trucks.
said that into the mic.
Oh, nice.
Does he have food?
But
from the food truck stapled to his suit.
No,
That's what you should.
Taped. It's duct taped.
Okay, and then everybody should bet on what part of the
person
the dog goes for, and like then that should like signify that the dog chooses,
Oh, so the food. So it's a contest for the food trucks to see which piece of food they like best.
To see which,
I don't know.
which food is more.
This is not an interruption. This is a tiny segue.
I get so tired of how everyone's always interrupting Phil. Poor Phil,
Shut up.
Feel so bad for Phil. But while you made that stupid interruption, I was about to say something that was way more interesting.
Okay.
The guy
Interrupting my interruption, but that's fine.
at the very end, another guy came out. It had basically been the same guy the whole time. That was in the suit,
Like the
but then it was a different guy at the end. Yeah. Well, no, the guy that was actually in the suit,
right,
and then there was the other guy like holding the dog.
It was an
And
actual thief who stole something from one of the food trucks.
yeah, exactly. This is like this is his punishment.
And they're
He had to hold up a sign on the side of the street that says, "I stole food from a food truck," and then he also had to do this. It was one of those new age judges, that
in
comes
front
up
of
with
a
this
crowd
weird.
of people.
Yeah.
They're all
And but the guy at the very end, it was a different guy, and most everyone had left already, and only a couple of the food trucks were left. And after a minute, we realized that it was just the guy from the corn dog food truck. Like he just asked if he could go get in the suit and have the dog attack him straight up. And the cop was like, "Well, I guess this is the day I get fired, probably." They just let this random dude out of this corn dog food truck get attacked by this police dog. It was pretty rad.
That's pretty.
So I'm going to see if I might have to make some alterations to the suit, but I'm going to see if they'll let me do it next time.
for real. And like you should be playing guitar. Like you should bring your
he
cheapest.
He said it like hurts. I don't have any cheap guitars. First of all, Phil, that's insulting.
Okay, borrow one from me or Aaron.
Exactly. But he said, I was talking to him after, and it doesn't like, you think that he's just biting the fabric and then like pulling it away so that he's only biting fabric, but he basically bites around your arm, and the fabric just keeps his teeth from like piercing your skin.
Yes.
Right. It's still like
But he said he said it like really hurt his arm. Like it clamps down, and their whole job is to clamp down and not let go. Like that's the
and
whole
then shake until
purpose
you
of the
fall
police
over
dog
or whatever.
Yeah. Or just like, so they aren't like trying to continually bite you over and over, but yeah, he said it hurt pretty bad. But that was
Okay.
talk about random shows. Okay, so
Are you doing this
the
again?
whole reason I asked this, yeah, we're gonna do it every month, I think.
Good, because you need a song to play every time the dog attacks, and it should not be "Who Let the Dogs Out." It should be something super awesome.
How about Chumbawamba? I get knocked down, but I get up again.
No. See,
So it's like from the perps. It's from the perps point of view.
I'm thinking like Livewire by Motley Crue, like
It would be pretty rad to just play like something super metal.
Yeah, some aggressive metal, like squealy thing. While
Jason,
the dog's like,
just shout out to Jason Fuzzmonger. We just want you to know that we consider Motley Crue to be aggressive metal.
It's aggressively super metal.
you know what I
Aggressive
mean.
super metal.
You should play.
No, we both said it. I think he'll appreciate that. It's
Too
they're like
Fast for
black
Love.
metal, I think.
That's my favorite Motley Crue song.
Which one?
Too Fast for Love.
How's it go?
It's from their early albums, when they were more like, it was weird. They were like kind of almost like New
They're like
York
more
Dolls
indie,
y.
That
Less-
might not have been
less
Livewire that I
metal.
was playing. Singing.
No, I think the one that you were playing
we
was
could do 18 in
Is it-
life.
Kickstart My Heart. Or
yeah,
Jumpstart
Kickstart My Heart. Yeah, Kickstart My Heart.
Damn, that song's awesome. It is awesome.
my heart.
Yeah.
Skydive naked from an aeroplane.
That's it. That is the one.
Whoa, whoa, yeah,
First of all, skydiving naked does not sound appealing to me. at all.
dude, there's that video. That was like one of the early gifs on the internet of that guy skydiving naked.
I don't
And
remember
it's
that.
just like a flag waving in the wind, you know? Like I swear it. Anyways, it's a really funny. It's like it's not really disturbing because it's so funny, you know. It's not even like really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you remember
Inappropriate.
those, like, when I was a kid, like all I knew of 80s music was like those compilation CDs they would advertise on TV. So I knew like 6 seconds of like 30 songs.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
a lot of them, they
what
have
comes
that.
after? Let me ask you this: what comes after Lady in Red?
Is it In the House of Stone and Light?
No, it's Think of Laura. Is the one that I remember.
Light. What?
Lady in Red, think of Laura. Don't forget me.
So in
when
your
you're
mind, that's the
gone.
song.
You're doing a commercial
like-
right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Memorize that song.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know. The commercial.
favorite hits. And it's all scrolling vertically.
Okay,
you know?
awesome story.
Yes. And well, the reason I thought of it is because the picture was always like some dude skydiving with long hair.
Yeah, that's
So-
like what the 80s was. Because they couldn't just throw some dude like snorting coke or whatever.
Yeah, right. Okay, so when I was, I want to say like maybe 7th grade, and I know this makes me
So like
like 60s
1963 or
right. Yeah, exactly. I know this makes me way less cool than some people believe me to be, and that's fine.
I find that impossible.
Shut up. So
There's no way you could possibly be less cool than people believe you to be.
No, false. So it's Hollister, California, and late 80s, and I'm at a county fair, and I win, you know, those dart throwing. I was at one of the Carney booths, and I'm throwing darts at balloons.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, okay, you can pick anything from this column right here. And there was this super awesome, remember when those, it was like a framed album cover.
We weren't alive then, Phil. Of course we don't remember.
Okay, fine. Cole,
Framed album cover.
you never went to
Like
county
a framed,
fair, got it.
like vinyl size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was
Pretty
one
cool
of,
carnival gift.
and there was one of
Like carnival prize.
I don't know what album because I don't know anything about Iron Maiden, but I know it was Iron Maiden.
Of course,
and I just remember
Iron
thinking,
Maiden.
I remember thinking
Like
that
everything
super cool.
every carnival is at least somewhat Iron Maiden related.
That's probably true. It was like the zombie, their like mascot or whatever you call him,
like a skeleton dude.
Yeah, the skeleton dude, and he had like a machine gun, and it was like it just looked super awesome. Like my junior high brain, like I know nothing about Iron Maiden, but I just the visual of it was like that is awesome, and I pointed at it, I said that one. I take it, I go back to my dad, I find my dad, you know, half an hour later or something, who is a pastor, and he looks at it and he goes, "No," and I go, "What?"
You're like, I didn't ask you, first of all.
What
Dad.
do you mean no? And he goes, "No,
Or did you
you're
call
not
him by
bringing
his
that
first name?
You're not bringing that to our house. Go take it back."
I didn't ask you, Ted.
His name is Eddie.
His name is William.
Fast Eddie.
Not your father, the mascot dude.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking about his dad.
Edward the Head.
Here goes Aaron with his Google splaining.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to find the one that you're talking about.
Always maiden-splaining.
So I walk back to this booth, and
I was made in America,
and I'm feeling super ashamed.
I'm trying to find it too. They do have some pretty rad album covers, though.
Yeah.
It might not have been a machine gun. It might have been like some kind of like a medieval weapon.
No, never mind.
Is it a Confederate flag?
It definitely was not.
Maybe that's a Union Jack.
So, so I go back to this booth thinking this is the most uncool thing that I'm going back and saying, "Hey, I can't."
Like my dad made me return this. Can I get that stuffed bunny instead?
Exactly. So I go back and I walk up and I'm like kind of like I've got this look of shame on my face and I'm holding the thing, and the guy goes, "You want to switch it out?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay, you want the Mr. Peanut?" And I was like, "Okay."
You want Mr. Peanut, you little sissy?
So it was like the guy, when he saw me coming back, it was like, okay, that means he's used to this happening.
Oh yeah, that's like the thing. It's just like the
no
walk of shame.
freaking way.
Like if you decide not to go on the roller coaster, you feel like it's the most significant event in your life, but they see it like 8 times a day, so they're just like, nah, whatever,
Yes.
just walk down
You're
that
right.
way.
My life is over. You're right.
Yeah, but for him,
my life is over. I'm just glad nobody my age was watching. It was just some dude.
Maybe that was like a social experiment. Like he brought that from home and was like, I want to see how many kids will try to take this home and their parents won't let them.
He's like working on his master's degree.
Yeah, exactly.
It's his dissertation. And he's like
cultural anthropologist.
But he like,
did you see that video where they analyzed the?
So he like knocked out his teeth.
Yeah,
he was.
Did you see that? That are you implying that, you know, if a grad student, you couldn't have just naturally missing teeth just from poor dental hygiene?
Not for a social anthropology degree.
Okay, they'd just be like, nah, go major in computer science or something. Have you seen that video of that group that like did the statistical analysis on carnival games?
No.
It's really cool. Like he basically paid a bunch of kids to go and just sit and watch how often these games got played and how often the people won and everything, and kind of analyzed why they don't ever pay out, you know. But yeah, it was good. Okay, so the whole reason I talked about that gig was because we were running everything off of a generator, and I could tell sometimes.
Oh, was it like surging kind of in and out?
It seemed like it would kind of sag a little bit, but it was most noticeable. So I just used my DI, the Palmer pocket amp, you know, but the other guitarist was using this. I sold him that 68 Deluxe reverb I had.
Oh yeah.
And it was sagging like crazy. If he would ever turn on any kind of overdrive or anything like that, it would just like disappear. It was pretty wild. And so I wonder if those who know more about electricity, I wonder if it's because it's a more like a capacitive load instead of a purely resistive load. And that type of generator isn't meant to drive that kind of load. But people who are smarter than me write in and tell us why that might be the case. And if he would probably be better off just. I'm trying to get him to get a DI like mine because amps are dumb.
Or have him get like one of those pedal board amps. Oh, but then you still have to drive a speaker, I guess. And mic.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, you probably just need a solid state amp of some kind.
Yeah.
Like I think a Class A tube amp is a much more like reactive load
Power draw. Yeah. For sure.
than a
But the sound, bro.
solid state amp. Yeah, but nobody could hear us anyways. We had like a freaking SM58 hovering over the snare drum because I was amazed. That's like one thing, and I think we've talked about this before. I'm somewhat knowledgeable in some areas of sound and whatnot, but
Oh, really?
I have no idea. I'm a master, in case you're wondering. But I have no idea about miking drums or about how drums behave really. And we had a mic on the kick drum, but not on any other drums. And then I went out like into the audience area.
Mm-hmm.
Are you frustrated at our miking technique?
No, because I know nothing. Also,
Oh, okay.
carry on.
And everything sounded fine except the snare drum was like complete, like you couldn't hear it at all. It was really surprising. And I wonder if that's a common, like it seems like in a pretty minimal drum mic rig, you would maybe the snare would be the second thing you'd mic after the kick drum. I don't know.
I would
what I'm
think
used to
so.
seeing.
Kick and snare.
Okay, so that's
And then-
you have like the little clip.
Mic if you need it for like everything else.
Yeah, okay, that's what we were thinking. So we just had like an SM58 on a boom hovering above the snare drum. You know,
I mean, that's probably
It's
fine.
pretty nice. Yeah, it actually sounded fine, but all that is to say, we sounded like garbage, and the difference between a tube amp and a solid state amp was hardly the limiting factor there. Obviously, I mean,
The good news is nobody cared that you sounded like garbage because they were all watching the dogs attack.
like, yeah, dude, and then they were freaking eating their cupcakes and their corn dogs.
But you did get a cool shot of your sinusoid cables.
Yeah, that worked out pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Sponsors of the show, by the way.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
jeez, Aaron, man, it just never stops with you.
Why'd you say it like a question? The sponsors of the show?
Sponsors of the show, by the way. It was just like a
Yeah.
leading kind of.
Just say it. Just say it like like you mean it.
And actually, so our keyboard player got some sinusoid cables.
Sinusoid.
I think I've talked about this, but he got a silent jack on it, which is really nice for keyboard because it's just a line level output.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you ever unplug the keyboard before turning it off with the mixer, it pops really loud, but this doesn't do that. So it works really well for that. And it was nice having long enough cables because we were kind of spread out and everything, So yeah, sinusoid and all the cables. I didn't even have to worry about them, It's nice to have one part of your rig that you just know isn't going to fail no matter what.
It's kind
Sinusoid, your one-stop shop for all things guitar cable nonsense.
you showed the your power cable, right? The Sasquatch series.
No. Those were just mic cables. So I had a mic cable run into the monitor and then a sort of pass through
They're just like
to the next monitor. Yeah, they're just.
I was thinking it was
cables.
the Sasquatch series, which is named because of how beefy they are.
Yeah, beefy.
They're just huge, durable, and ready for anything. They also come in flex, which is always nice.
I have okay. Yes.
Carry
Good
on.
point, Aaron.
I do.
Thanks for that.
I have another topic if we need another topic to
What do you mean by another topic? No, go ahead.
Another topic in addition to the dogfighting concert that I put on. Wait, that came out wrong. That's a different thing. The dog fighting a
Michael Vick?
man.
See, that's
It's a dog fighting an evil man, so it's not a bad kind of dog fighting.
okay. So it wasn't a Michael Vick situation.
No, it wasn't. Well, I mean, I don't know that Michael Vick was never in that situation too, but not the one that he's known for, at least.
Right. So I don't know, and this is a kind of grasping at straws topic. I don't know, and I'm sure we've got viewers who are in the same place as me. It occurred to me about a month ago, there are 3 coffee shops I would prefer to play at in my area, and I want to play more than that. So I need to branch out to bars/breweries. Now, I know I have no connections, and I'm considering just crafting a
No, we don't.
A demo.
no,
Business card.
Okay.
no, an email that
You could have given me 20 guesses. I wouldn't have gotten.
really
I know. I would never have thought
Okay.
of crafting an email.
crafting an email to go
You
that I'm going to,
traditional way that you advertise your band.
and I'm going. Well, hey, it's 2018. Our
It
world is upside down.
It's 2018, and you're thinking about crafting an email.
And I'm going to send it out to
From your
all
Yahoo
of
account.
the bars,
All the yahoo.coms you can find.
all the bars and breweries.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you guys are already not on board with this.
No, I just don't understand what your question is.
I don't know what makes you think that, Phil.
How much success?
My concern is that coffee
Just
is
sending an email?
coffee is already bad enough, and now you're talking about playing at places that serve alcohol.
Well, here's
That's-
the reason.
I can't
because,
endorse that, Phil.
because most of these places on their websites, they're like, we regularly have bands,
Uh-huh.
right? So it's like they need music, and I
But
don't
is
know
that
if
is that like when somebody on their like dating profile says I'd like to go hiking, and they've really
No.
only ever hiked like twice in
Okay.
their life?
Okay, full disclosure. I was at a brewery near me, knee deep,
Wait, near me?
near
Near
me,
California?
near me, near me.
Near me. Go ahead.
Uh,
Knee deep.
Yeah, they are in Auburn, California, which is up the hill. So I'm talking to I order a drink. I'm talking to the lady, and she goes, and I go, hey, so you guys do music? She goes, yeah, every, like it's like 2 or 3 nights a week we have bands. And she goes, it's kind of a bummer because I just took over the job of booking the bands,
Mm-hmm.
and the stuff that we kind of have set up, it's a bunch of like kind of old dudes playing like blues stuff.
That would have
And
been a great opportunity for you to like ask about playing there.
I did.
Okay.
So, no, wait, it gets better. 'Cause
She's
this is
like,
what-
sir, send me an email. Cut
This is
the
what-
chit chat and send me an
well,
email,
actually,
please.
she did.
Can you
But
please craft an email?
wait, she says
I don't want any of this top of the dome stuff. I need you
goes-
to spend
she
some
kinda
time
does-
on it.
she does one of these like
Proofread
look
that
both,
shiz.
she does one of these things where she looks both ways, like kind of like
Yeah, like make sure the coast is
She's
clear.
about to give
yeah,
you the
coast is
straight
clear.
joke.
Clear. She leans in. She goes, to be honest, it's a bunch of old guys playing blues, and I'm trying to get away from that. And I'm trying to get something. I'm not joking. This is
And
what
you're
she-
like,
She's like, I'd really like something that's like
Musical
like a
terrorism.
middle-aged kind of guy with acoustic guitar singing like female-driven pop
teen-
songs.
No.
teen
and
pop
maybe like
songs.
maybe doing
Yeah,
some kind of
yelling-
like
yelling
movie
at our
movie
patrons.
monologues
No,
in the
listen.
middle of it.
listen. She says, I'm just looking for more stuff, and I haven't said anything about me
I'm
playing
looking for
or anything.
someone who'll yell at our customers and force everyone to close their
No,
eyes.
better.
Well, then
She
have I got a show for you?
she says, I'm just looking for something that's more engaging, something that's just kind of like just different and like just kind of
I will
Just
give you that.
jumping out there
Engaging and different are
and
two of the
grabbing
words I would.
people instead of like just kind of playing their own thing, just like
Oh, I
getting
think
in their
she meant,
face.
like, I think she meant like figuratively grabbing people. So
Yeah, like
maybe
with
that
the
wouldn't work
music.
as well.
Somebody who's like just kind of getting out there and grabbing people with the music, like just
Somebody who's
like
verbally
weird.
grabbing people.
And I was like, I'm like looking at her, I'm thinking, okay, don't freak out.
You should have just grabbed her right then.
You're like, listen, lady, I'm about to go home and I'm going to craft the craziest email you have ever seen, and I'm going to send it to you.
I'm about
The
to start
most
crafting
gripping
like a moat.
Your mind will be blown.
I am going to craft the most gripping email.
It's going to be engaging. It's going to be different.
Grab the crap out of you.
No blues.
Did you guys see that video that's floating around online? It's of a waitress in
Ice
Florida.
Challenge.
No,
Factor?
so there's a security tape of this waitress who's like just minding her own business, and this guy walks by and like grabs her butt, and she grabs his collar and like throws him to the ground.
Yes. Is it real?
Yeah, it's real. It's so good.
That's awesome.
And then I guess like everyone like gathered around him until the cops came, and then they actually arrested him for assault and stuff.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Man,
and then he's
awesome.
like, his defense is, "Oh, I was just trying to push her out of the way so I could get by."
Yeah, whatever. Sorry, bro. I got it on video. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, it sucks that it happened, but
that sounds
her response was cool.
like what I was talking about, Aaron. Thank you.
Yeah, she reached out and grabbed him. It was engaging.
Abracadabra. I want to reach out and grab you.
Do you do that song?
No, we should. Maybe we should not.
Let's see. You could do Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
No.
You could do Elvis Presley's Hound Dog.
No. You're saying songs that Cole should do during the dog attacks.
Yeah, I'm talking to Cole. You could do Neil Young's Old King.
No, we got to do. I mean, I guess Who Let the Dogs Out is too on the nose, right?
Yes.
You could do The Dog Days Are Over by Florence and the Machine.
Isn't there another like dog?
Dog Days
Are dog
over.
Song by. I don't know. Did Shaggy do Who Let the Dogs Out?
No, that was the Baha Men.
That's right, of course. I mean
but that song is sexist, so you can't.
I apologize for saying that. What other dog songs? Yeah, right in.
Shaggy did. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
When the guy was at home. Wait, that's
Wasn't
a
me.
song.
Numbing up and we're both buck naked, bumming on the bathroom floor. That's
Honey came in and she caught me red-handed, creeping with the girl next door. Picture this.
Why would you be on the bathroom floor?
Banging on the bathroom floor. How could I
sounds like
forget? Yeah, that is. It's like you're in a house.
That's like the one room that is guaranteed to not have a comfortable floor.
Kitchen.
I've had house. Our first apartment when we got married had carpet in the kitchen.
But was it like comfortable carpet? Or was it like
it was comfortable carpet? Enough, if you know what I'm saying? No sign. Wow. Okay, write in and tell us what dog song I should play. Tell us why our amps were sagging.
To be clear,
tell Phil why he needs to write an email for his band.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing that people need to write in. On all the websites of places, establishments that have regular music, they have stuff like modern country,
emails,
alternative rock, right? Mm-hmm. Those are they have the band name and then like a short description. So I need a short description.
We have your description.
No. Yes.
You know what it is. It has to be. It has to be. Anything else is just dishonest and inaccurate.
But I can't. Here's the thing. You know how when you craft your resume, you don't lie, but you do. It's a best face forward.
Put your best foot forward.
Forward.
Or your best face.
Or your face or your foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing that is forward has to be the best.
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever that thing happens to be.
Whatever fingers, face, feet. So
this musical terrorism is brought to you by the Gabriel's String Company.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Gabrielle's been working on some cool stuff, and I'm not going to say what it is because
we cannot say what it is.
But get excited.
I hate it when people do that.
I hate it too, but I feel super cool that I'm on the inside end of it.
He gonna send it to you.
I hate it when everyone else does
it later.
I hate it when other people do it, but trust me, guys,
it's cool when I do it.
It's so cool. This thing that I know that you don't. So cool.
Life is one big party when you're still young, but who's going to have your back when it's all done? It's all good when you're little, you have pure fun. Can't be a fool, son. What about the long run? Looking back, Shorty always mentioned, said me not giving her much attention. She was there through my incarceration. I want to show the nation my appreciation. Remember that song?
Is this Sublime?
No, it's Shaggy.
You are to me,
Baby. Yeah.
Life is not a party when you're still young.
But who's going to have your back when it's all done?
Oh, cool. Duh. Anything by Snoop Dogg.
True.
Yeah.
How about you should do Murder Was the Case?
By
Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
Murder Was the Case that they gave me.
Oh, yeah. I don't love that one. I wonder if there's one.
Some man
We could just like play some. We could play some Beethoven. That's a little too, like.
No, that's good. That's
you mean like the movie from the 90s?
It's a few levels deep. No, but like just some actual Beethoven, like his Fifth Symphony or whatever.
Right. Play Roll Over Beethoven.
Yes,
I do. We did, the other bands that I play with actually play that song.
Really?
It's not. I mean, playing bass. I kind of like playing bass. Playing guitar is dumb because if you play bass wrong, nobody really notices. No one really cares. It's kind of nice. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we'll just do Beethoven.
Roll Over Beethoven.
Yeah.
Tell Tchaikovsky to move.
We're still gonna do Flagpole Sitta, I think.
Oh.
So I have some feedback about my new pedal switcher guy.
Okay.
First of all, I sold the MS3.
Wait, you can't talk about it anymore.
Yeah, I sold it to Scott Hamilton.
I know, but you just say you sold.
Speaking of people who probably know more about sound than you, Scott Hamilton.
Yeah, exactly.
I get the impression he knows a lot. That's
he wants you to think that.
He seems like he knows a lot. That's it. Go on.
So I sold it to him.
Go on.
And so the switcher that I got, I ended up getting a Mobius. Somebody posted it locally. I hadn't got.
We should say that Scott Hamilton has a podcast that is named after the least useful part of an amplifier. Carry on.
Yeah, like only 99% of people use it.
Speaker out, Jack.
So,
the speaker out. Yeah, it's called the Speaker Out Jack. Speaker Out Jack podcast.
Oh, somebody messaging me.
So you sold the MS3.
Yeah, if you guys would quit interrupting me, I could talk about it.
Okay.
So I ended up getting a Mobius just because I'm an idiot, and I don't think I'd gotten it last time we recorded. Somebody was selling it locally, and I got it for $300. And then the switcher.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it was a good deal. The switcher will also do MIDI, and I had a MIDI cable, so I figured, hey, I'll give that a shot. So
yeah,
I basically set it up so there's 8 banks or whatever you want to call them, and then each one has like an A, B, C, D.
Mm-hmm.
So I set it up so that like bank 1 is a chorus, and then A, B, C, D are different drive pedals,
Okay.
And then it would switch through MIDI on the other presets, and it worked really well for that gig. I've only used it at that one gig so far, but I really liked it. And I have it set up so that I'm just running the Mobius. You can set it up so that it's you can set up effects to be either pre or post gain, so that like the stereo inputs, instead of being stereo, they're just 2 separate. So one of them runs before you drives and one runs after.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
But I'm just setting it up with stereo, and then I have the 2 stereo sides connected. One of them is connected like in the first or second loop on the switcher. one of them's connected towards the end, so that like phaser, I can turn on a phaser and have it turned on before the drives, but then I can turn on a chorus and have it after the drives or whatever. And it worked well for that too. So yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. I didn't have any noise from it or any popping or anything. It's kind of nice. Like if you like the 4-foot switches it has are A, B, C, D, and then it has a bank up and down. But like let's say you're on B, like that B is lit up, and if you press it again, it just bypasses everything, which is kind of nice. I used it because I ended up switching back and forth from electric to acoustic. And so I would just bypass everything and, mute it to plug in my acoustic, and then just bypass the whole thing to play acoustic just so that it was clean, Yeah. And I didn't have to like take up 2 inputs on the mixer or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. And then I also bought a delay pedal.
Ooh, what kind of delay?
So I had that Caroline delay, but hasn't been like super useful.
The kilobyte. I feel like that would be a really good second delay for most people.
Yeah. So, and I kind of wanted something with tap tempo, even though maybe it doesn't matter all that much.
It doesn't matter.
When you're as good as I am, it matters.
You're playing rhythmic stuff, it's useful for that.
Yeah. So there's a couple songs in particular that I use it on that I've liked it in the past. So I was thinking about getting another Wampler faux tape echo, but then an ARP 87 popped up for pretty cheap. I got it for like $130 shipped, which isn't like crazy cheap, but it's lower than they usually go for.
Tell them about the shipping.
Speaking of which, I've been getting mail from the AARP.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm 35.
Yeah, I would expect Phil to be getting mail from them.
Hey-o.
Anyway,
because he's
I
old.
thought that was weird.
Yeah, but if you work at a college, that just sounds old.
Yeah,
right?
They think you're like Robin Williams on Good Will Hunting.
It just sounds old. Like, I work at a college. Oh, you must be old.
You must be old.
So
have you did you get that yet, or is it?
No, I didn't, because the guy shipped it. Like he shipped it pretty quickly, but then he shipped it through freaking FedEx, and it's taken like a week to get here.
That's funny.
So it's pretty lame, but whatever. So I'm gonna put that.
Right.
What's that?
You get it the day you leave?
No, it'll come just like while I'm gone.
Oh.
So I'm gonna have that, and then I'm gonna put the father back on my board. So I'll have like a super Jatipua rig.
Yeah.
I'll have the Mobius. The ARP 87 is like I see that on a lot of Jatipua boards. It's pretty common, isn't it?
Yes.
It is, because it's like
and then
the new thing right now.
Yeah, and then the father is like super shimmery, reverby thing.
I would say that it's like a good second or third delay. Or really?
ARP 87, like a good fourth delay.
It's a solid fourth delay is the thing.
Does it? Here's the thing. Does it do dotted eighth notes?
H9. It does actually. It does.
Well, then it's good.
I actually like it is like a good, especially for me that I don't have like one specific delay sound I'm going after necessarily. It has like analog, digital, a lo-fi, and what else does it have, Phil? Something else. It's not like a.
What does the S stand for?
Oh, it's. I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Flatback. So it cuts. It cuts the tap tempo time. It uses some smaller subdivision of the tap tempo time, and it actually sounds. It sounds really good in the demos, and it's just like a simple thing. I'm thinking the what's it called? Mobius has a tap tempo input too, so I might wire up a little dual tap tempo switch.
Ooh,
that I can control both of them with. But I don't have a ton of room on my board, but I'll make it work. Oh, and I haven't talked about this, but I got that little TU3S. Did I talk about that?
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
I think you live streamed it or something.
No, you talked about it.
Whatever, Phil. Okay. That's all I have to say about that. And Matt Waltz, shout out to Matt Waltz. He's messaging me right now.
Matthew Waltz. What is he messaging you about?
Hi, Matt.
About all that nonsense that happened on the group.
Oh. You mean about how we hate?
Yeah. That's such a weird. So there was that sort of, it wasn't even really much controversy about this. What do they call the tone print?
Yeah.
Tone print. Yeah.
And the tone print was from
Some idiot from some stupid thing doing some dumb,
which is like
about some
dumb.
Listen,
band.
If any of you don't know who Steel Panther is, you can message me and I will tell you my experience with them.
Did you?
I am not going to talk about
that on the podcast.
No, I told you guys separately. I messaged you and told you
right, because it was very like.
I'm not going to talk about it on the podcast. It's
one of those things that, like, in hindsight, I mean, it's kind of scary what we were okay with just as a society, you know, just 15 or 20 or 30 years ago. But that happens like once in a while where you remember something that happened and you're like, man, that totally wasn't okay, you know?
Yeah, kids, just like watch VH1 Behind the Music and you'll be like, what? That's it.
But even just stuff like, like, I went to this thing with my teacher, you know, who was a different gender than me after hours or whatever. Just like weird stuff that happens. That never happened to me, but
Cole,
anyways,
you need to talk about something.
I know, I need to talk to somebody, guys. Oh man, people are idiots though. So the whole point of the post was like, hey, this thing happened. So people noticed that it was called the Pussy Melter, which is like such a dumb.
He said that
it's like when a junior high kid is like trying to come up with something like really shocking to say, you know.
Yes, which is arguably that is the whole like act of Steel Panther is it's a junior higher trying to shock someone.
Exactly. And so what happened, you know, people, they posted it and then there was like some backlash to it. And so TC took it down. It's just a tone print. So it's not like there's any kind of
more like a tone deaf print.
Yeah. Right. Heyo. More like a bone print. No, that's worse.
Oh, that's where it happened. We said tone deaf, and then we went to tone death, and then death to tone, and that's the origin.
No,
it's not.
Oh, all right.
We just didn't like people talking about tone all the time.
Yeah,
sure. I'm the one who came up with death to tone, by the way.
I never said you didn't.
No, you did. You did come up with it. I like to joke about you not having come up with it, though. But so everyone was kind of like, yeah, that's kind of lame. I mean, it's pretty like it's not that big of a deal, but like it's pretty tone deaf and it's kind of, you know, it's just a dumb thing to do, and so it makes sense why TC would take it down. And then this one guy comes in like, oh, you freaking snowflakes, you guys don't know what art is and blah blah blah. and he was like super worked up about it, which is weird because like
know what art is. That's right.
And he kept talking about, I spent 4 years at Cal.
Panther.
I spent 4 years at Cal Arts. Like, oh, cool, dude. That's like where all the famous people go. Cal Arts. Like, you must have had quite an education there. No offense to anyone who went there, but if you're going to use your schooling as a bragging point, at least go to a good school.
Right. I mean, maybe it is a good school. What do I know?
It probably is fine, but don't use your schooling as a bragging point, period. You know, like who cares if you went to school? Nobody cares.
Yes.
And certainly school didn't teach you how to be an artist.
Unless you went to Cornell.
But he was like, yeah, like
talk about it constantly.
Yeah. And you were in Here Comes Treble. But he kept like defending it as art, like, oh, Steel Panther, they're artists, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And if you didn't like it, if you don't like think it's cool or you think it's dumb, then it's because you don't understand art.
But and also, like, if you aren't an artist like me, then you can't judge art.
Right.
You know, it's like the same thing.
He literally said that. He said
it's like the same thing when people say like, oh, that sports analyst didn't play professionally, so where do they get off telling me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, none of the coaches did either, but
well, you're not a professional sports analyst, so where do you get off critiquing there? ability to tell you about sports.
Analyze. And but then the guy like totally went off the deep end, and he ended up sending me this really disturbing picture in a private message and saying like basically threatening me and stuff. And it was a really weird, because at first we were kind of just having fun with him, and he kept joking about Cal Arts and that was the one when I said more like Cal Farts. But after like, 5 different posts of just ellipses and stuff, and I was pretty proud of that. I'm not gonna lie.
I hope we put that on a t-shirt.
I was very pleased with myself. And then he went away, and it was kind of like whatever. It was, we were kind of having fun with it, and he was kind of tone deaf and kind of arrogant, but it was fine. Then he came back a few days later and just kind of went nuts, and so we kind of just had to reiterate in the group the idea that we want the group to be a place where people don't feel attacked, basically,
Yes.
And if you are somebody who comes in attacking people and then you end up feeling attacked as a result of that, then I don't care about that. But if we're just minding our own business and you come in attacking people, then you won't last long in the group, That's all.
Yeah. We also read Aaron's novella. On the subject.
It's like a personal manifesto, I would say.
If you guys have a half hour or so free time.
No, but for real, like read what Aaron wrote, and on our Facebook group, I feel like
on Monday, July
it sums up
23rd.
And I think it's important to say that we've been very we're definitely more hands off than some other groups about how we like manage people and their comments and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like stuff happens in other groups. Like a while back, there was that thing in the Wampler group where some people were like, I don't forget what they were talking about, but anyway, like someone posted stuff and someone called someone out, and then it like went all crazy where they were like, "Oh, stop being offended by everything."
It was like it was a dumb thing. Advertisement that was clearly like it was advertising for a guitar, but the way that it was cut was just basically to show off this scantily clad women or something. Like that.
And then someone commented, like I think one of the people in our group commented on like another post, like, "Oh, this is like another thing that it's like adding up to culture, whatever."
Yeah,
and it happens. And I feel like we try really hard not to let that happen, and there's going to be a few cracked eggs in that process, I guess. But yeah,
that's the thing, though. You're always it's like
hands off, and then I don't know. It's hard to know.
But that's what was funny is like this guy said, "Oh, you need to do your job," and because people were attacking me and you didn't stick up for me. And I was like, "Well, what's my job exactly?" And he's like, "You're supposed to moderate this group and make it a safe place for blah blah blah." And it's like, you're the one saying everyone's a freaking snowflake, and now you're saying all the snowflakes are attacking you,
right?
And then 20 minutes later,
I don't want to mention it. I mean, I did want to mention it, but I didn't get to. But you're not a moderator. You're an admin.
Yeah,
my job is to administrate.
Yeah,
not to moderate.
And also,
Aaron, let's get into the weeds of that. What do you think is the difference?
To administrate? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, don't tell me my job is to moderate when I'm not a moderator.
When my job is a different word that I don't care to identify or define.
But honestly, I don't like people say that, "Oh, this is supposed to be a place where anyone can talk about anything they want." It's like, no, this is a place where the three of us get to make the group whatever we want it to be. And if you don't like it, then you can just go find one of the other 100 other groups. But the crazy thing is then he sends me, well, first he sent this to Brewer. It was like this, just completely out of the blue, sends me a private message with this picture of like, basically it looked like it had been like some victim of like a drug cartel or some kind of like snuff photo of this person's body that had been killed and mutilated and all this stuff. And it was like,
yeah.
And
like
so
obviously this person, he's an actual like psychopath who's like
he PM'd this to Cole, and I want everyone to listening to know this is what we put up with for you.
Yeah, we slum it so hard.
Yeah, like we and also Brewer apparently got the same picture.
Actually, not really the three of us. Cole and Brewer, I guess, slum it so hard so you don't have to. So
anyway, so all that to say, like there's been drama And
that guy sucks.
if you've been affected by the drama, I apologize.
But also, we love all of you.
Yes.
And when I say all of you, I am talking about the people who are who actively tried to quote educate that gentleman, but also all of you who don't agree with us, but we're super cool about not agreeing. Like, that's awesome. That's totally fine.
But
so thank you.
Yeah, be cool. The cool thing is, like, when I posted the thing that I posted, like, a lot of people who hadn't been active in the group that I've like never seen their names on stuff much, like, liked it and commented. And so it is like,
and we're like, yeah, this is a good group and stuff.
Well, no, but it's like sometimes you're like, I guess we're doing this group for like 20 people or whatever, but like other people are there too. And I feel like we do a pretty good job of making it a welcoming place for anybody who's not just trying to be a jerk.
There's going to end up being some drama because people like it's not the type of group that just where we just talk about gear, which may be a surprise. Right. If all you do is listen to the podcast, you would think that we stay on top of it.
Strictly guitar based.
And so it does tend to end up like, I don't like it when people post just like garbage, political stuff that's just like one, just like totally one-sided or whatever.
Or anything posted by Cody Lake.
Exactly.
Oh, come on.
I like Cody.
Cody, I like.
That's why I kid.
Maybe this is wrong for me to say because it might be encouraging you too much, but the boneless stuff makes me laugh every time.
Oh, the boneless stuff I do like.
It is pretty funny just because it's
the
like
boneless cat.
It makes no sense.
The boneless cat.
It
made me laugh for like 5 minutes.
But like, because it's the type of group that people post weird stuff or they just let their opinions be known, it's more prone to have people go down rabbit holes and stuff like that. But in general, for how much that happens, it's pretty it's a good group. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to say. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to be there, and that's okay.
Yeah, get out. No one cares. We don't want you. If you don't want to be there, we literally don't want you there. This episode,
like we don't make money for every member of that group.
Right.
I feel like sometimes people think that, like, oh, you're going to lose a member. It's like, I don't care. I get no benefit from having more members in a Facebook group. There's literally no benefit to my life.
It's not like we're out trying to sell the group. Like,
like we're going to advertisers and like, hey, we have 800 members in our group. Like half of them are probably Russian bots or whatever.
We had 834. Now we only have 835. So hopefully you still want to give us your business.
You just went up in count. So, but I believe we have.
Stop twisting his words.
I believe we have 933 right now.
Oh no, we have 932.
Oh, we lost somebody while we were talking.
What was I gonna say? I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, we love most of you, is what I think you meant.
Yeah.
So
what I was gonna say is this episode is brought to you sponsored also by Gun Street Wiring Shop.
Yep.
And they're also trying to bring the guitar community together through their clean wiring and fun stuff. And they do custom stuff. They did Phil's custom Jazzmaster. They did Cole's custom bass.
Did I not post the time lapse video in our Instagram?
You did.
The second one?
I don't know. Did you?
Well,
I don't know. You either did.
I love it. I did the video. I did a time lapse video. I messed it up. Then I fixed it, and now I love it. It sounds awesome. It's super fun. And what I think is super cool is already we're hearing. We have viewers who are saying like they've done custom orders.
Yeah.
And that's really fun to hear. So any of you who have done, custom orders or otherwise.
Yeah, I know Tim
it's
bought
cool.
like a Jaguar circuit.
Yeah,
I think.
Hi, Tim.
Bossy.
And like you certainly, obviously, you don't have, like don't feel pressured. Whatever. Like we like all of our viewers, regardless.
Don't feel pressured, but buy something.
But also do feel pressured. But it is cool to see, like, oh, they, we talked about this thing that we like, and then somebody.
Well, it also feels like it feels cool to know that people like the product that we talk about. Like they get stuff and then they're excited about it still, like Sinusoid and Gabrielle strings. And it's not like people buy it and they're like, oh, well, I have this. They're genuinely excited about it, which means that we're like partnering with good companies doing good work, and people are like happy with the product too.
Yeah, dummies.
We talk about it, but like it's actually good stuff.
And I mean, it kind of like fits
because you're obsessed with us and you want to do whatever we say.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it, but
like ultimately,
it's only like 98% of it.
The reason we started doing the podcast is because we all hate our jobs and we don't want to do them anymore. And so we're almost to the point where we can sustain all three of our families.
Yeah,
from the income from the podcast.
We're so close, you guys.
We're so close.
Here's the thing: the cost of living in Utah is so crazy low that it's like for the price of your
very little.
For the price of your fancy Jatipwa coffee.
Well, yeah. Plus, they don't drink coffee, so.
Well, yeah.
Mountain Dew is way cheaper than coffee.
It's about your coffee budget for your
significantly cheaper
for your mortgage, and there you go.
I don't know how you people can afford to drink coffee every day. It's craziness.
I can't, to be honest.
Hey, it's just like Dave Ramsey. You just make you put it in the
budget.
Yeah, put it in the budget.
I just have envelopes full of coffee. Yeah.
Cole, you live like no one else.
I drink
so you
live later. You can
like
live
no one else.
I drink my coffee straight from the envelope.
Oh, when he says rice and beans, beans and rice, he's talking about coffee beans.
Coffee beans, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does he say rice and beans, beans and rice?
Yeah, of course he does. What are you talking
about? But wait, say it in his accent.
Rice and beans, beans and rice.
What does it mean?
It means you live. That's what you eat when you're getting out of debt. You eat beans and rice. You eat like a poor person.
While you're digging yourself out of debt.
While you're doing the snowball, Aaron.
Interesting. That's
Aaron. Have you not taken the class?
All I know is it feels
smallest debt.
Feels slightly racist.
Beans and rice. What against who though? Against which race?
Like everybody who's not white.
Specific. Oh.
It's like stop eating white people food.
Cajuns.
Stop eating white people food, like and you're poor.
Beans like and Russians rice. Known for eating
beans and rice.
I think Russians are like basically white.
Japanese people. Do Japanese people eat beans and rice?
Rice. Yeah. Edamame and rice. Soybeans and rice.
I think it's like a.
Keep going.
I don't know. Those are the only ethnicities I know of.
Just Russians and Japanese.
Oh, this guy straight up in church. He's this old guy. He served in the Korean War, so like you got to cut him some
Korean
slack.
Conflict.
The Korean, yeah,
there was.
I mean,
Korean
the
War.
Korean dust up. And he mentioned, I can't even remember how it came up. Oh, he's talking about, yeah, I met this nice guy at the pool the other day. We have like a pool in our neighborhood, and it was great to talk to him. He had a beautiful wife, an Oriental wife. I think she was Korean. And you could tell we like looked around and everyone's like, ooh. Like, it's okay. It's okay for him to say it. He doesn't know any better. Like we're all a little bit uncomfortable, but I guess it's okay. Like,
that's funny.
Wow. Anyways,
one of my students said that the other day.
Oriental?
Yeah.
And they weren't talking about rugs?
No.
Ugh.
Did they say, did they use it as an adjective or a noun?
An adjective.
Okay.
About it like the person. She said Oriental people.
Okay. That's still bad, but it's not as bad as referring to someone as
like
an Oriental.
Yeah, that is true. That is
like way worse. They're both bad.
So like, you know, like Top Ramen soup is like they have the Oriental flavor. Have you seen that?
Aren't they all?
Wait, no, that's the name of it.
I feel like you're trying to bait me into being racist.
There's chicken, there's shrimp.
Baiting.
There's chicken, there's pork, there's spicy chicken, there's shrimp, there's Oriental.
What?
I wonder what it's.
I think what's like, so there's two brands, you know, two big brands. One of them changed it to soy sauce.
Somebody's mic just got noisy.
What's up, buttholes?
Hey.
Oh. What is happening?
What up?
Where'd he go?
I don't know.
He's gone.
Gonna make
Shout out
my
to our
gonna
favorite,
make my
our
editing
favorite
job
person.
fun.
Our favorite person on the internet.
Yeah,
Matt
dude,
Waltz.
the king of memes, the meme king
Games.
Why?
himself, the dankest of the
Just
dank.
use the Hangouts audio has been really good. You should just use the Hangouts audio for this episode.
All right, it's fine.
No.
Super easy.
It's your reward.
Okay.
Um,
Are we gonna do
No,
my
I have-
game or no?
Especially
I have to
since
say-
we're
I have
on
to say a few things.
vacation.
First of all,
Yeah, play your game, and then
all of our sponsors, I feel like they all kind of fit into this same niche of like
being awesome.
they're not the cheapest option around for any of what they do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they're just like a good, if you want something that's going to be good and last for a long time, and
Mhm.
then they all sort of fit. Which, because I was kind of hesitant with Gun Street, I get, we've talked about the Emerson wiring kit, the freaking Jazzmaster one that's $100,
Yeah,
and how that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to pick all the components out and do all the wiring yourself and stuff like that, it's a nice option to have that. And they're not crazy overpriced. They cost more than the components would by themselves, just like anything else you buy. But anyways, I wanted to say that because I'm self-conscious.
yeah.
But I also wanted to say
You don't want to feel like a hypocrite.
I'm currently having conversations with Kevin Equitz because he's finishing the nut on my guitar.
He's not.
Leon said the germanium Pelotar, the muff side is more gated and the half horse side is gnarlier but somehow cleaner. And then Matt Waltz says, "What's up, buttholes?" So okay, Phil, go for it.
Okay. Now for another rendition of Guess That Review. And this episode is the AMP edition. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
So this is a 2-star review titled "I Don't Get It ... question mark"
Interesting.
by Brian W. Ewert.
Did they mean I didn't get it?
So
Well,
say again.
Let's find out.
All right, let's.
So this is an amp,
Yes.
and it's Brian Ewert.
Yes. Brian W. Ewert.
How's it spelled?
Ewert.
Oh,
That's a
Yeah,
fake
okay.
name, right? Ewert.
Ewert. I bet it's Ewert, like Ewing. Like
Oh,
Patrick
sorry.
Ewing.
Fine.
Maybe he's a
Okay.
professional basketball player.
So January 18th, 2017.
Uh-huh.
I don't get, quote, all the love, end quote, over blank. For $600,
Okay.
I'd expect an effects loop,
Blues
an
Junior.
attenuator, 2 channels, and a reverb.
Would you really?
For
Wow.
$600? That's a like
He really doesn't get it.
attenuated. Like
The clean
attenuated
tones,
aren't a very standard
Okay,
option.
the clean tones are nice, but I can't imagine anyone playing live with one, or
It's
even
gotta
for
be
fun,
like a Fender,
without at least 3
whatchamacallit.
pedals.
What do you call that?
Blues Junior.
No, not the
Hot
Blues
Rod
Junior.
Deluxe.
Yeah, the Hot Rod Deluxe.
The gain is harsh, full of mids, and a bit ice picky, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And forget about getting any sort of smooth and warm blues tone.
Okay.
And what's with the single tone knob that does little more than rolling off the highs a bit, question mark? Not hating, comma, just saying
Could have fooled me.
there are a lot of nice amps to be had for the same do re mi.
Oh, I hate that
good
guy
grief.
so much more now.
Wait, still more.
So much more.
Hughes and Kettner, Tubemeister, Fender Bluesbreaker, and PV Mini Heads, the Ignator
Are you saying
Tweaker,
Hugh
and
O'Kettner?
Rebel Line, etc. I keep plugging in to the blank boxes
It's
and
a-
leave
it's
shaking
a-
my head.
Was it
I can't
Black Star?
find any
Is it a
tone
Vox
that I
AC15?
wouldn't need
No,
a
because an
pedal.
AC15 has like has like the whole tone cut knob, and it has bass and treble, I think. Single tone knob.
It could be.
Is it a combo amp?
No.
$600 head?
$600 head? That's expensive.
Is it an orange?
Damn right it is.
Oh, an orange Tiny Terror?
Whoa, nailed it.
Booyah!
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was kind of an assist.
Dude,
that was kind of like a set and spike.
they had those
Or like an assist. Like a dime.
Jimmy Taylor
and a dunk.
posted
That was an
somebody was
alley-oop.
selling the Tiny Terror combo for like $430, like a retailer. Those are cool combos. I mean, it's just the head like screwed into a cab, basically. But yeah, those are. I like the Tiny Terror, but yeah, it's not like. He bought
guy
an
does
orange
not
and he
like
was
it.
looking for bluesy tones.
Yeah.
Like, what an idiot. He was looking for clean headroom.
I also like how he's like,
I need to save this.
what's up with this tone knob? All it does is like change the tone.
When you turn it down, all it does is reduce the highs. Like, what the heck? Guys are idiots.
I love that he expects for $600. I expect
Yeah.
a effects loop, 2 channels, an attenuator. Why?
That's what's crazy. Like the Tiny Terror even has like a half power switch and stuff. Like it's meant to be simple. Like it just has 3. It has volume, gain, and tone. But that's like part of the appeal of it. Like that's. I mean, you don't buy that if you want an amp that has tons of features. You know, you buy a freaking Hot Rod Deluxe. Has a million knobs and has an effects loop and all that stuff. You know, or some Marshall. You know, DSL-40 or something. That's awesome.
They don't sell the
Bill, are you eating into your microphone?
there anymore.
I moved the mic away from my face.
I'll
Well, not
shut
far
this
enough.
podcast down. Yeah, they stopped selling the Tiny Terror. Yeah, they stopped selling the Tiny Terror. Period. They stopped selling the combo a couple of years ago, and then stopped selling the Tiny Terror when they came out with the Terror.
The Micro Terror.
No, like a year
came out
or so ago, they came out with like an anniversary one, the silver one, and then that was the end of it. They said they were
Because what's the new one called? Because they did the one with the tribal tattoo on it. You know.
Well, they have the Rocker 15
Yeah, that was
Terror.
kind of.
and the
that
Brent
kind of
Hines
replaced
Terror, but they're a lot more complex. Like they have like a 3-band EQ and 2 channels and everything.
That says you.
They still have the Dark Terror.
There's a Terror 32 for sale locally.
Terror 32.
That's the Rocker 32.
Oh, the Rocker 32.
Isn't the Tiny Terror, the one that someone said like all the like so many bands tour with, like they've got Marshall stacks on their stage, but then they've got a Tiny Terror under the
probably.
No.
under the stage. Am I mixing it up with something else?
Yeah. I can't imagine a lot of bands using a Tiny Terror live, but I don't know.
It's
I
only
guess-
15 watts.
Yeah, there's like no headroom with orange stuff in general.
Well, I would imagine it would be bands that are using like amp gain.
Right.
Oh, like a super like a heavy metal band like Skid
Like
Row type thing.
Yeah, like Skid
I
Row.
know,
like
I know.
Poison.
Matt Skiba
Death
used
metal.
orange on some
like
of
Def
their
Leppard,
like, earlier
heavy
albums.
metal band like Def Leppard.
But you'd use like an OR50 or something. You know.
Yeah, like a rocker verb or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready for review number 2?
I really do like that
Alkaline Trio has a
rocker.
new album coming out.
Who?
Alkaline Trio.
Guys,
Oh, serious?
Yeah,
Two
they
more
just
reviews.
released like a single.
Oh, word?
I've got 2 more reviews.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Remember, Amp Edition. Okay, this is a 1-star review, and the title is called "No Good as a Practice, Recording, or Performance Amp" by Michael Callaghan, November 18th, 2016. Okay. Ugh. This has to be one of the worst sounding and underperforming amps I have ever heard. Where to begin? Firstly, there is some sort of noise gate on the output, so any volume below a certain point will have an intermittent cutting in and out. That makes it useless for scale playing or quiet practicing.
You can't play scales on it because it's too quiet.
You know, when you're playing
New
live
paragraph.
and playing scales for your audience.
New paragraph. The stock sounds it ships with are unusable to the point of being
It's unwable.
some sort
Unwable.
Unusable.
Unwable.
Maybe it's like a
Unusable?
union thing.
unusable
keep going.
to the point of being some sort of bad joke. Do the folks at blank really think that anyone with the ability to play more than 5 notes want their tone to be completely masked by inferior DSP and thin EQ?
Maybe.
Why on earth would I want to bathe a custom shop Fender in a wash of cheap effects? ?
You would.
But I
New
mean, he
paragraph.
did. Like,
Yeah.
New paragraph.
Why did you want to do that?
As for the distortion, it is thin and weedy and nowhere near usable.
WEED or WHEATY?
Yeah, we.
WEEDY.
Oh,
Weedy.
not like eat your Wheaties.
No, like smoke 2 joints in the morning and then I smoke 2 more. Just kidding. That's not the
Like
weed.
I was gonna play a real amp, but then I got high.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't like. Why would they think I would want to play my amazing guitar through this cheap amp? And it's like they didn't. They bought it.
Yeah, like they didn't come to your door and say, "Hey,
They're
this
like,
is perfect."
dude,
No,
I
this
know
is
you have an
for the-
amazing Fender custom shop guitar.
It is thin
I'd
and
like
weedy.
it to sound weedy through our
It is
crappy
thin and
DSP.
weedy and nowhere near usable to anyone who actually overdrives amps or uses a real distortion. I would go so far as to say that if you are a beginner, do not get your ear into the bad habit of thinking this is what distorted guitar should sound like.
Don't let your ear form habits of thought.
It will only hurt you later. Hurt you later
Yeah,
on.
I actually. That's
if
what
you
I.
decide to get serious.
That's how I learned what a guitar should sound like from my own crappy playing, not from listening to music, but just from learning guitar. That's when I thought, oh, this is what guitar is supposed to sound
This
like.
is like it's like a Socrates kind of thinking of like
This dude is
the ability is within you.
out of control.
Okay. If you already if you already are serious, you know this thing sounds as lousy as a cheap AM radio. Stretch a little.
What?
Oh, this is a new paragraph. Stretch a little. Pick up a pedal. You'll thank me later. New paragraph. This kind of cheap,
pedal?
beginner-oriented junk is useless to anyone. Again,
Did
there
you
is
say
no good.
Oriental junk?
No, I did not. Oriented.
Oh, okay.
This kind of cheap, beginner, Oriental junk is useless to anyone. Again, there is no good to be had in developing bad habits early on and buying any gear that you inevitably outgrow and is completely unusable for either live or recording. New paragraph. Do
Good
yourself
grief,
a
can we
favor
not?
and pass on this even at the price. The end. 6 people found this helpful.
I literally can't even remember the beginning of that review.
It's a katana. Is it a katana?
No.
It's got to be like one of those
Oh,
like Yamaha TR10 or something.
No.
No, because it says it's got DSP. Well, I guess those do have DSP. Is it the code, Marshall code,
No.
or the Fender, whatever it's called?
No.
Is it an amp
Is it
that has come
Bluetooth
out in the
Cube?
last couple of years?
I don't know.
Is it?
Is it a spider?
Yes.
What was it? Oh,
How do you not know?
how do you? That amp came out in like 1995.
Listen,
Phil.
Line
Well,
6
it's like
Spider
a-
Came
5.
out when you were in.
Line
No, the
6
five, the 5 is pretty new.
I don't
Yeah.
know when the Line 6 Spider 5 came out.
I love that this dude is like so educated, and yet he still thought that a spider was gonna like solve.
Yeah, that's what's so great.
Yeah,
like
he exactly
it'd
like
be
was
one
gonna
thing
see the answer to all the problems.
If it was like a Waza amp, and it was like, okay, everyone's talking like this is, the second coming of DSP, and it's all amazing, but like, it's a freaking spider. That's like the butt of every terrible amp joke ever.
Guitar here. What amp can I put with it?
Who would think? I can't believe that Line 6 would think that I should plug my custom shop guitar into this spider. It's like, I guarantee nobody at Line 6 does that either.
The reviews for that amp are all pretty funny.
Yeah, obviously.
That one is ridiculous.
You chose to go
which is why I liked it. So I went with that one.
It's like writing a review of 2.5 Men or something. Like, everyone knows it's garbage. Why bother?
Dude, that meme I sent you was so good.
What's that?
With the one.
Oh, jeez. Oh, it was Five Guys.
Five Guys.
That's so good. Did you make that?
The Drake meme. No, I found it somewhere.
Oh, that was so good. That was funny. Yeah. Okay, one more review. Are you ready?
Oh,
this one's short.
Is it really short? All right, it has to be really short.
Okay, 1 star. Chinese crap.
Builder Bobby.
By the name is Why Buy Made in China.
That's the name. Okay.
Yes. January 6th, 2014.
It's an amp?
Yes. Okay. Why do Americans continue to support products coming out of communist China? China is in the process of building the biggest war machine the world has ever seen, all funded through U.S., British, and other free world nations. Open your eyes, people.
More like sheeple.
That's it. That's the review for this amp.
That's amazing.
Give us a hint.
Is it a combo amp?
Yes.
Is it the Katana?
No.
That's not even made in China.
Is it a relatively new release?
2014.
Is it actually made in China?
I'm positive this amp is
and there's
made
enough
in China.
amps that are made it. Oh, is it AC-15?
No.
Is it a Black Star?
Tube amp?
What?
Tube amp?
It is.
Is it a Black Star HT20?
No, Aaron.
What's the price? Is it a Joyo?
No.
Is it a Wangs?
No. You think they have Amazon reviews?
I don't know.
Probably. I mean, they at least have Alibaba reviews, probably. It's a tube amp, you said? Combo?
Yes.
112?
No.
212?
It's not 12.
The 110?
Yes.
2.8s?
The one I'm looking at is a 110.
AC4?
Yes.
Booyah.
Oh, an AC4.
What a weird amp to target for being.
Okay, here's a Wong's VT1.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Micro amp head, and has 20 reviews on average of 4.4 out of 5 stars.
How many of those were left by Darren Kalish, do you think?
Right. I don't know.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look at.
No, most of them are verified purchases, but then again, he might be buying them from.
No, I think that's the thing. If it's
the
like
product is
anything
not
else.
the problem.
Yeah, the product, I don't think, and honestly, he hasn't really been a problem in a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think nobody ever
one
necessarily thought those amps would be garbage. In fact, weren't you at one point trying to get one?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Like at some kind of special pricing?
Yeah, he offered me artist pricing, which was like,
well, did you go to art school?
I think it was like 60% of retail or something. It was a pretty decent price. I spent 4 years at Cal Arts.
So
just like,
do you remember that was like
just chilling?
That was,
I didn't graduate or anything.
He stopped commenting after that the one time when I said, usually when someone says they spent 4 years at a certain college,
he did not deny
graduate, and he didn't like that.
That's what,
which I felt like a jerk. Like, I'm not trying to higher ed shame somebody or whatever, but that's what he was trying.
Bragging about it, you bring it on yourself.
Like, don't brag about where you went to school if you didn't graduate. Straight up. Like, I don't care where you got into school.
Straight up. Now tell me.
Yeah.
All right. For the next episode, everybody recommend to me.
Guys, let's get ready for the next episode.
A small amp head between 5 and 15 or 20 watts.
Tiny Terror.
All right. Everybody else, viewers.
Cole?
For the next episode, I said, bro.
Just chill.
And in the meantime,
hey.
In the meantime, thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to our patrons. And
did you talk about Gabrielle Tenorio?
And yes. I did. And thanks for friendship.
Next episode is going to be super fun.
The next few, probably. Yeah.
The next few?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Awesome.
At least 2.
At least 4.
Possibly one of them might be on a boat. Have I said too much?
No.
Okay. Have I said too little?
You said the exact right amount.
Okay. Okay.
Now you said too much. Way to go, Phil.
We were perfect, and now we overflowed. Well, thanks for friendship, folks.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.